Welcome back, tribe. Have an episode here from a small channel. John Griffin got recommended by you guys. It's 12 reasons why life is better when you're single. Let's get into it.
Today, I'm going to give you 12 excellent reasons why it's better to be single at 60 than it is to be married.
Oh,
But you know, as I was thinking about all these reasons to be single at 60 instead of being married, I realized that it may be better to be single, period. Sex as a single guy is way better than the sex as a married guy. First of all, there's not nearly as many politics involved. You can get right to it. Single women are out there and they are looking for the same thing that you're looking for. When you're married, you've got this negotiation that's got to happen. Did you empty the dishwasher? Did you fold your clothes? Did you mow the lawn? Did you do the grocery shopping? It's all bullshit. If sex is what you're interested in, don't get married. Marriage does not lead to more sex. Now, women will have sex with you until you agree to marry them. And then once you're actually in the door and you're married, yeah, I'm afraid that sex is going away. So sex and marriage do not coexist.
I want to say I agree with him. Most guys that get married fall into like the guy I settled for. So women were using sex as a weapon to get the guy into signing all the paperwork. And once the paperwork is signed, because the state backs her, and it's very hard for a man to get divorced in the West, he will lose basically everything, then she can dry up the sex as well. Because again, she never liked you in the first place. You were just a meal ticket, basically. You're the bailout. Most men, I would gather, that are getting married are not the first choice of the woman. Now, marriage, when you are the first choice, when she is head over heels over you, when raw attraction is present, will absolutely fuck your brains out day in and day out. Doesn't matter how much time passes. I've seen it personally. Again, I used to do remodeling and construction, would go to people's houses. There's two dynamics you will always see. The strong alpha leader of the relationship. He's a man's man, old school, handles business. He leads all the interaction between me and, whatever it is that they're wanting to do project-wise for the house. And then you had the normal, I would say like 20% of relationships were like that, and 80% where the guy's the complete simp. The woman is walking with me around the house, not taking in anything the husband's saying. He's just quiet, nods his head. Yes, honey, just do what you want, whatever. He's completely beat down psychologically. He's a walking, wallet, a doormat. And that's what most men are like in marriages. So if you're the small percentage of guys that has all the characteristics that women are looking for, then yes, marriage makes sense for you, because you're going to get a life partner that's always in the lust phase for you, because raw attraction is there. But I would gather, dude, especially in the West, where women have become so delusional in their standards, their expectations are so high and they can never be met, that most women will end up feeling like they're settling for a man. It's crazy. That's why so many guys like this, older dudes, go to the Philippines or Thailand. They have so much success because the raw attraction is there from being a foreigner. Two, you get paid a lot compared to the locals. So you're batting 2 for 2 on two of the most important things. You earn a lot of money so you can provide, and then also the raw attraction is there because you're different from the rest. As long as you keep up in good shape, man, it's always seen as a positive overseas.
Just so you know. All right, autonomy on all the big issues. So if you've ever been house shopping or car shopping with your wife, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Beta
you are
relationship.
Compromising constantly.
Yep.
So you're, for the most part, in most relationships, the man is putting up most of the money. Like, we come to the table with the income, and we come to the table with a load of cash. And they're picking the house and they're picking the car. What's with that? Like, why is that happening? If I want to have my whole family room be a man cave, it should fucking be a man cave. Anyway, no compromises on the big issues. And then number 3, no compromising on the small issues. Like, if you want to sleep on one side of the bed or the other side of the bed, that's your call, man. If you want to have the sink on the left or the sink on the right, that's your call. If you want to eat hamburgers every day for dinner for 2 weeks, that's your call. If you want Taco Wednesday instead of Taco Tuesday, that's your call. You get to decide. You get to decide all those things. So much nicer than having someone else arguing with you or debating with you or telling you the way things are supposed to be. So much better when you're single.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites because
if you're not experienced with women, if you're usually the mark in these situations, if you're dating women that are very headstrong in this manner, it's like telltale signs of beta behavior. The brutal reality is relationships will be absolutely hell for you because you're always going to be fighting your woman over something as mundane as the side of the bed that you're sleeping in because she doesn't respect you, because she thinks she can do better than you, but she feels resentment because she settled for you. It's not going to get more red pill than that. Replay that portion over and over again until you understand why you were in the position you were in your relationship. Because not all men, it's a small percentage, probably only 20% of marriages, but those men are the ones that are reaping all the rewards of having a submissive woman. You can replicate that when you go overseas, or I should say your chances of replicating that go up tenfold when you go overseas. It's not guaranteed there either though, but your chances are higher.
You're just so fed up with getting criticism. My mother was always a critic and my wife was a critic. And it's so nice not to get criticism or judgment, to be able to live your life in a world without judgment. The only judge is you. You decide whether or not you're doing it right or wrong. And you know, I bet you're going to give yourself some slack on that. If you fuck something up, you can just go back and redo it. No big deal. If you fuck something up and you're married, it may be etched into your tombstone. You may have that for the rest of your life or for all eternity for everyone to see. And John did not empty the dishwasher in July of 2019. No. It's all on you now. You don't need to worry about that stuff.
A cool video.
Hey, look, I know it sounds like I'm jaded, and I promise you I'm not. I'm not totally against marriage. I think if you're one of those guys that's like really into having a family, absolutely, you should definitely do it. There's no reason why you shouldn't. But you should just know what you're getting in for. I mean, I don't want you to be disillusioned about this whole dating process and how great that is and how that's going to carry forward into your marriage, because trust me, it won't. You're going to be coworkers. You guys are going to be raising children together, and raising children is a lot of freaking work. There is no question about it. And your little sweetie, who's just so quick to jump in the covers with you, she's not going to be like that. She's not going to be like that at all. No, that doesn't happen. No, she's going to be tired. She's going to want to sleep. She's not going to want you to touch her. Oh, yeah, and then, yeah, there's just so much.
So again, although he says not jaded, we're getting an actual representation of what his marriage was like. So this is through experience of, I'm tired, honey. Why didn't you put up the dishwasher, honey? Blah, 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 blah. Like, imagine the hell this guy was going through. So he's speaking directly from experience. If you are one of these guys, and these 80% of these relationships are mostly wired this way, where the woman's leading the household and the man has been emasculated to a point where he can't even come home to peace, bro, because he can't load the dishwasher. She has so much contempt for him.
So many things. You are not going to be living large in the sexual realm. Not at all. So get that idea out of your head. Let's see here. All right, let's go. I think that most guys fear being alone. And the irony is, just like good old Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, the only thing there is to fear is fear itself. There's nothing out there to be afraid of. You will be fine. You don't need a woman to take care of you. I promise you'll be fine. Just let it go. So if you're divorced like me and you've got kids, well, now you can finally be the cool parent. You no longer have to back up the crazy one. You can actually bring some rational behavior to child rearing.
Jesus.
You don't have to, toe the company line, so to speak. You can be the parent that everyone trusts. You can be the one.
You see what it looks like when a man has no power to lead his relationship? When he gets no respect at home from his woman? Toe the company line? You see what it's like when a woman is running the household? When a man allows a woman to run the household? Guys, you have to get down on one knee. You're the one that proposes. You're the one that gives up all the power. You're the one that lets her walk over all your lines. You're the one that has no boundaries. You're the one whose boundaries are getting stepped over, and there are no repercussions for said boundaries being stepped over. This is all self-inflicted. Although you're trying the appeasement method because it's your partner, and you're mostly doing it because she's weaponizing sex. It's detrimental in the long run.
One that when things go sideways, they come to you for help. You can be the one that brings calmness and peace of mind to your children. You can help them not end up on a therapist couch when they're 40. How many men have you seen after 30 or 40 years of marriage who've just given up the fight altogether. All they're doing is just
A lot.
going along with whatever she says. She's dictating the terms and they're just going along. It's because they are resilient, they're persistent, they don't stop, they just keep coming. There's no end to it. And we men, we just don't have the endurance to keep up with that level of anxiety.
Some
it's
do.
Insane.
Some do.
So if you can just get out of your marriage as peacefully as possible, you can have a great relationship with your kids. That's an enormous...
And this is why I say, guys, having an identity and maintaining it, being the guy that you were before she met you, the whole reason that she's with you, and maintaining that and being your own person in a relationship and having hard lines and boundaries that are not allowed to be crossed. They will be crossed anyways. Like, this is what you need to understand. Women will cross your boundaries all the time. It's testing you. Just like nations test each other's airspace and like readiness for war. They'll send in a jet over a few miles in and see how quick it is to respond. Are they going to get escorted out or not? And then they keep escalating if nobody's escorting them out. Let's see if we can get 10 miles deep within someone's airspace. Oh, 15 miles. Oh, we were in their airspace for 15 minutes. Not a single person did anything. That's what she does. Naturally, she tests you to maintain the illusion you've provided in the beginning of you're a real man. Hey, I got to make sure, is this guy still a guy? Is he a man? Can he lead me? Because they're naturally emotional creatures and they have anxiety that pops up from time to time. And all you need to do is be there to calm it. Yes, baby, everything's fine. It's being taken care of. You have nothing to worry about. That's the frame you need to exude. And you should be exuding that naturally by taking care of yourself, having your own identity, and chasing your purpose, your mission above all else, above her. A lot of men lose that when they get married or find a woman. They put her on the pedestal, and that is the beginning of the end for your entire relationship. This isn't a hard thing to actually maintain if you value yourself first. Now, if you put your woman above you or your family above you, which sounds counterintuitive, I know, but if you put them above you, you then lose the authority to lead your family or your woman. If daddy is taking care of himself first, if his mental health and physical well-being matters to him first, that then trickles down to the rest of the family. They fall in line. If you put people above you, then they look down on you.
Enormous benefit. Enormous benefit. You will get to create the lifestyle that you want. If you want to stay out late, you stay out late. If you want to go downtown, get hammered, and stay in a hotel, well, you go downtown, get hammered, and stay in a hotel. If you want to go just see action movies and no romantic comedies, that's all on you. Makes a big difference. Makes you much, much happier doing the things that you want to do without having to compromise. What was the other ones? Let me get my phone out here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here's some good ones. You get to keep the house the temperature that you want. No more arguing about that frickin' thermostat. You know, you set the temperature the way you want it, and if anybody comes over and they don't like it, they can either take something off or put something on. But that's the temperature. It's your house. That's another good one. Oh my God, it's your house. You don't have to compromise on anything inside the house. If you want to just have big leather recliners like, you know, Joey and Chandler, well, that's what you have. Big leather recliners. It's your house. Decorate it the way you want. Wear the clothes that you want. No criticism that your clothes are out of style.
Jesus, bro.
Fuck. Just wear what you want. Be comfortable. Be the guy you want to be. You're not having to make anybody else happy. Why is it that women are so dependent on us for their happiness? Why is that? Oh my God. So tired of trying to make somebody else happy. Whew.
This is the frustrations of an average man in a marriage, and they're all true. It's valid. This is what he's experiencing, and millions of other men can leave comments below, and they'll tell you a variation of this life that they lived. For a lot of men, dude, that aren't the first choice, this is what awaits you when you're getting married. You will never be appreciated. You will always feel like, or at least she'll feel like she settled for you, so she gives you hell. This is just the brutal reality of the game, man. It is what it is. I feel for these guys.
I think I spent the last 15 years of our marriage trying to figure out how to make her happy. And she's still unhappy.
Of course. It wasn't your job.
It's all your money, so you can go and do anything that you want. I personally enjoy going to Hawaii, or just to the tropics in general. But if I want to go to Hawaii, I will go to Hawaii. If I want to go to St. Thomas, I will go to St. Thomas. If I want to go to Key West, I will go to Key West. I just book it. I just go online, type in a few words, give them my credit card, and I'm gone. There's no conversation, there's no debate, there's no consideration, there's no what if this, what if that. Nope, we just go. I just go. If you like going to see sporting events and you want to go to venues all around the country, you can do that. Hell, maybe you're a soccer guy and you want to go to venues all around the world. You can do that. If you like having dogs that shed, have dogs that shed. If you want to have a cat, I have a stray cat. Used to live under my office. Now he lives upstairs in my 4th bedroom. Get a cat. If you want to change your career, even though it pays a lot less money, you can change your career, even though it pays a lot less money. If you want to decide to buy a camper and drive all around the country with your 2 dumb dogs, you can do that. There's no question about it. No one's going to say, oh, I don't know if you should do that. That doesn't sound like a good idea. It's just life. Just have fun. Just go out there and enjoy it. And you know, if you have married somebody who doesn't have that ability to be flexible and, you know, enjoy life in those ways, then maybe you're in the wrong marriage. Maybe you got the wrong person. Maybe you advertised for the wrong stuff. Maybe she was a great mother. Maybe now you need someone a little more adventurous. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to get a divorce. I don't want to get on anybody's bad side here. I'm just saying, as far as I know, you only get one ride on this merry-go-round. So you better enjoy it. You better have fun. Because when it stops, everybody gets off. Doesn't matter how much you earn, what your title is, how smart you are, how good looking you are. You're gonna die just like everybody else. So you might as well have some fun between now and then.
Okay.
So I recently posted a video about why dogs are better than dating.
Jesus, bro.
They're always ready to go. You know, when I want to go for a hike,
You know.
they're ready to go.
His woman did a number on him. He's over it. He's over it until he goes to the Philippines and he finds a feminine woman, and then he's like, why marriage is amazing overseas. It'll be like every other dude. The pond you're in is toxic, bro. It's not that marriage itself is bad for men or it's disadvantageous. It's that the system that we have in place makes it toxic. The people in place make it toxic. You go overseas, all that disappears. Most of that will disappear. That's why so many dudes his age go overseas and their tune switches up completely. Now they got a woman at home cooking, cleaning, saying yes to everything, allowing him to lead, rubbing his shoulders. Food is always ready on the table. House is, you can eat off the floor. She's managing the kids. She's also probably working, bringing in some extra money. The tune, man's walking with a pep in his step. His mentality is, if you were to repeat the life that he had with the woman he had, all the points he's making right here would be completely valid. But once you actually meet a decent woman, all the points disappear completely. And that's the reality of this. That's the bitter part, is that unfortunately, it takes going overseas to get the life that you were dreaming of having in the United States, for example, which is why so many men are bailing out.
Wives, not so much. I dated my ex-wife I was married to my ex-wife for 21 years. I think she went on like 3 hikes with me. And they were short, like a mile or less. So, yeah. Literally just do whatever I want. So, you know, I think that the most important thing is regaining your autonomy, or your freedom is probably a better word for it. That's the thing that I never fully appreciated being married. And I think the contrast of having the autonomy and the freedom to live my life as I see fit versus compromising constantly and living my life really hoping to please someone and not understanding that it's impossible to make another human being happy.
Exactly.
And I think that I have learned that lesson the hardest possible way, spending 21 years of my life trying to make someone else happy who just would not be happy. And I think a lot of men do that. I think that we trade our autonomy for sex. I know that sounds terrible. Maybe it's acceptance. Maybe that's the better word for it. Maybe it's just intimacy. Maybe as boys and men, we are lacking in affection and intimacy and understanding and all those things. And so the prospect of getting that affection and intimacy, we are glad to trade our autonomy and dedicate ourselves to a woman in the hopes of getting it. And of course, while you're dating her, you're getting tons of affection and intimacy. Yeah, but 10 years down the road, the closest thing you're going to get to sex is when she tells you to fuck off. First thing every morning. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really, I'm serious. So, I'm not beating up on marriage as an institution. I think that it's right for some people. And for me, when I was young, it was fine. It was a good decision, and I'm happy I made it. But I got to tell you, it feels really good to be single again. And I think that when you get older, at least for me, I don't know if this is true for you guys, but when you get older, you just know yourself a little bit better, and you just feel a little more comfortable in your own skin being on your own. And you can really enjoy that experience more. I remember when my son was...
And that's key. So this is what you need to internalize for the young guys that are thinking of getting in a relationship. You need to be comfortable in your own skin now. You need to show your woman who you are now. Don't put on the mask and pretend to be somebody to impress her, because you're going to have to pretend to be that somebody for years in the relationship. And what happens is, as you get comfortable, the mask comes down. So you have to find a woman whose mask comes off fast as well, because you want to see who these people really are. And you want to be with somebody who really wants to be with you, who you actually are. A lot of these relationships that start off like this is because everybody's got their best face forward. And when that comes crumbling down, so does everything else. The sex, the respect, the intimacy, all of that, man. Again, this is all completely avoidable as long as you put yourself first. It's so counterintuitive, I know. For a lot of guys, they're already stuck or they've been through it, and it's hard to put yourself first when you've been trained to put everybody else before you. And sometimes you're just taught by society, because we live in a femme-centric world where men are taught to be at the bottom of the totem pole and to put everybody before them. But the real truth that they don't tell you is it's happy husband, happy life, happy marriage, not happy wife, happy life. That's bullshit. The woman derives all her emotional stability, happiness, security from the man. The man is at the top of the pyramid. The family derives everything. They inherit everything from the man first. It's a top-down approach.
I was young. I was a single father until he was about 7 years old. And I remember kind of being sad that there was no one there to watch him take his first steps. There was no one there to hear him say certain words or to learn certain skills, whatever. But I was having all these experiences on my own, and I thought I needed to have these experiences shared in order for them to be complete. Well, I didn't. They were complete and whole on their own. They did not need another set of eyes. My eyes were the only ones that were necessary. I was there, I saw it, I participated in it. It was an experience that was meaningful to me. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Anyway, I think I've given you at least 12 good reasons why it's better to be single than to be married, especially at age 60. For you younger guys, you can figure that out on your own. But I think the key is don't be afraid of what lies on the other side of marriage. There's a great world out here, and it's made perfectly for you. You can truly enjoy yourself as an individual, as a single guy out there in the world. I'm going to say one more thing. You know, since I started training people about 7 or 8 years ago, I've trained lots and lots of men. Single men, young men, old men, guys who've been married for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, up to 50 years. They all have basically the same complaints. I mean, I'm not unique in my observations or my experiences with marriage.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet a man who is just living in a state of bliss day in and day out. Probably true of women too. Now, single guys, I've had a few of those as well that are my age. And you know what's unique? Is they're all pretty happy. They all really enjoy their life.
But don't let confirmation bias get in the way, because the men that are handling their business, that are those 20% that I talked about, would never be coming to you for any advice anyways. Those guys are quietly leading their lives, their families, and crushing it in everything that they do. That's what makes them exceptional. That's what makes them leaders of their household. We don't hear their stories for the exact reason all the stories we hear are just the bad ones.
If they all have interests that they perform on a regular basis, they get involved in things, they love their lives. So if you're going to get married, pick well. You really need to pick a good wife. And if you're going to be...
Amazing advice right there. That's all. That's really the gist of it. If you're going to get married, pick well, guys. You're the one that gets down on one knee. I'm 61, went through a divorce 12 years ago, lost my house, managed to retire at 60, spent 27 years trying to make her happy and secure. You see, everybody makes the same mistakes. It's good that we have channels like this. The young guys know what to do, hopefully. So you spent 27 years to make her happy and secure only to have her destroyed. Young men do not live for women. He's absolutely telling you the truth about sex and marriage. As soon as you're married, after a year or two, your sex life is over. He's 75, retired, and has been living alone since my divorce 20 years ago. My kids are grown. My life is peaceful and quiet. I play golf, go sailing, go to wine tastings, go hiking, and meet friends for lunch or dinner at sports bars. I'm far happier without women in my life. I don't need the drama or narcissism. I go where I want, when I want, do what I want. Life is good. I mean, good for you, but again... When he's saying, like, I go hiking when I want, I think of all the times I've seen the old couples, like they're both 70 or 80, hiking with their little hiking sticks, laughing, joyful, together, sharing experiences. Success stories are out there. They're just not common for you to hear because those people aren't perpetually emotional and on the internet willing to share this stuff. Like, if your life is going well, you're not going to get in front of a camera to tell how well your life is going to the whole world. That's just the truth. 54 here. I was married 23 years and raised two great, well-mannered boys. She wanted to divorce. I did not. Now, after 2 years single, I can totally 100% agree with you. I purchased land in the most remote area in the United States and am building my dream home. That's badass. After a divorce, met a nice lady who lives a distance away. No drama. I have my place. She has hers. Physical side is good. We go halves on everything. Can't believe how much my ex costs. Absolute eye-opener. Works for me. Look, 64, been married twice, single for 5 years and totally single for 3. Every female I've ever dated was an undeclared feminist that I unwillingly pandered to. You see what I mean? I decided there is no avoiding them, so now I live alone. I've never been happier. Again, pandered to. See? Common problems. The main thing I wish I knew about women 40 years ago is that the more committed a woman knows you are to her, the less respect and attraction she'll have for you. I spent most of my life thinking that my wife girlfriend would be happier, more committed, and more loving towards me if I could just reassure her I was in it for life. No matter what they tell you, showing your attachment is bad for you and bad for the relationship. Kind of, not really. She can see that there's competition all around if other women are looking at you. That's the brutal truth. Like, women are naturally territorial of their men. And if no other woman is showing you signs of attraction, your woman is going to start thinking something's wrong. If you follow the path of self-improvement, if you're always getting better, if you're keeping up with your physique, if you look good for your age, women of all ages will find you attractive. When you put a ring on, guys know this that are single and go to clubs. There are like hookup tactics, right? Pickup game artistry shit where they'll put a ring on. And that causes pre-selection because if a woman is willing to marry you, that means she's already vetted you for being high quality. So other women want you. Guys, this shit it's wild when you really get down into the depths of this stuff. Having a woman on your arm, I can tell you right now, I get more attention, more looks, more of everything by simply walking around with my woman. When you're a single guy, you get ignored. When you got a woman on your arm, the whole world wants you, apparently. Guys can attest to this that have women on their arms, especially beautiful ones. So that commitment this guy's talking about, it's the fact that you're not getting those attraction cues from women staring at you. Like, for example, if you've been in a relationship and there are other women looking at you, your woman loves to tell you just how much other women are looking at you. You don't even have to notice or be cognizant of any of this stuff. She'll just feel the need to mention it because it makes her feel good also, knowing that other women are looking at her man, wanting her man. Did you see? Wow, did you notice that girl was looking at you when you were walking by like she couldn't look anywhere else? They get off on that stuff, man. But again, this is all underpinned on one thing, attraction. Like, if you got a beer gut, if you dress like shit, if you haven't been taking care of your body, you got a horrible haircut, you're not well kept, you let yourself go in your relationship. Everybody lets themselves go in their relationships for some fucking reason, and then they expect there to be no consequences of that stuff. Oh, life gets in the way, bro. I try to make my wife happy. No, dude, make yourself happy first. Always schedule time in the gym. Always go on hikes to refresh your mind. Your woman's opinion on that shit is irrelevant. Sorry, not sorry. Take care of yourself first. Who's first in your life? You are. What's second in your life? Your career, your mission, your purpose. Your woman is like place number 3, 4, or 5, maybe. As long as you maintain that order of things, then she will look up to you in perpetuity and you will have a great relationship. The moment you pedestal your wife, just like these guys are saying, placating to, trying to make them happy for years, You will be looked down upon as a peasant. Jesus, we'll end it with this one. This one's wild. Amen, brother. I'm 54, was married for 25 years, 3 kids. However, I'm not divorced. My wife dropped dead on me in 2014. I can honestly say that my life is 100 times better now than at any time I was married. Everything you said is 1,000% accurate. My life now is fair and balanced to me in every regard. There's zero drama, zero stress, and zero chaos. I live on my terms alone. You could not pay me to ever get married again, and I don't date, so there's certainly no reason to ever bring a woman into my life again to possibly screw things up. Yep, the single life is good. It's not women that screw it up, it's you. You screw it up by bringing in bad women. Guys, always put that shit on your shoulders. It's not the world that's messing you up. It's you allowing the world to mess you up. For some guys, they may not be experienced, so the best option for them is to not involve women in their lives. Totally. I get it. I understand. Thoughts on this episode? I'm curious to hear everybody's stories on this. If you've been buying shirts or getting the mugs, such as this one, appreciate you guys for the Hoflation mugs. They've been selling out like crazy. If you've been doing the private consultations, looking for more tailored advice or questions about going overseas, appreciate that as well. It goes directly to the channel. Guys in the private community that have been joining, it's been an honor speaking with you guys. The calls have been getting amazing lately, and we've been sharing some of them on the second channel. If you haven't, go subscribe there. Links to all this stuff are in the description below. We have a private Discord if you don't got any money and you just want to join for free and try to get your life in order. Again, thoughts, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.